What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of the ViceCityGamerz podcast. Just a couple dudes down from the Miami area coming together to talk gaming. Today, we're going to cover a few different things, a lot of news going on out there. We've got new info from the Zelda movie that has been confirmed that it's in progress. I don't want to say production. I don't know if they're filming yet. I want to talk about some gaming glasses. I don't know if you guys are aware, but there's some crazy stuff out there coming out. GTA 6 rumors. Rockstar has finally come out to announce that there's an announcement coming, and a little bit about Mario Wonder, and yeah, that's about it. So I got my boys with me here. BJ, say what's up, man. What you got going on?
What up? What up? Nothing, man. Everything's good. Excited to get into episode 2.
Hell yeah, man. We're gonna. I know you got some little surprises for us, so I'm looking forward to hearing about those. What's up, Chris?
Playing Mortal Kombat with the new Omni Man download pack, and also playing what else am I playing? And the new
Chris, I
Call
think
of
your
Duty.
volume's low again, bro.
Yeah,
You hear him?
Call, yeah. Can you hear me now?
Now you're good.
Here we go. Okay. Yeah, and
Sound a
the
little
new
better
Call
there.
of Duty Modern Warfare 3 campaign and the multiplayer is dropped today, so I'm gonna get on that tonight, hopefully.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. How is that campaign?
I like it, man. I mean, except for that concept that they have with kind of like the Warzone kind of gameplay style they have, which I'm not a big fan of. I'm more of the linear, old school Call of Duty. But other than that, it's been pretty fun. It's not bad as people making it out to seem, make it seem. It's not a 4 out of 10 like everybody's saying. It's more like I give it more like a 6.5, 7 out of 10 than a 4. The people,
Yeah, we're gonna get
they're
into
bashing
that
it 'cause
later, bro.
yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's get into that later. He got me started. He asked questions. So
Yeah, man.
there you go.
What can I say? I be asking questions. Um, you know what, man? I'd like to start off with the gaming glasses, man. I, many people might hear what I just said and think like, what do you mean gaming glasses? What are gaming glasses? And it's something that I've been following for about a year or so now. There's a company. I don't know if they changed their name to X Real. I thought it was something different before, but it is X Real, XREAL, and they're one of a couple of different companies that are working on this. And it's basically glasses that look like Wayfarers, right? They look like your typical sunglasses, but they connect to your devices. They can connect to your cell phone. They can connect to a Switch, to a SteamDeck, ROG Ally, anything that can put out video through USB-C. And I believe there's adapters as well for to make sure that everything works with it. And at first I was there's been a lot of stuff like this, right? Like there was the what was the old Nintendo console, the Virtual Boy, right? That gives people
Flop.
headaches, people drive you crazy, right? And then you've got VR, right? Big device that goes on your head. You got these handles on your hands. But man, my whole thing about handhelds has always been my neck, like looking down, it hurts, it bothers me. But these gaming glasses, man, they claim to put up a 300-inch screen in front of you. So when you've got these things on and you're playing your Switch or whatever it is that you've got, whatever direction you look in, you're seeing this humongous screen. So another thing is projectors, right? You look at projectors, you're like, sure, they're great. You can put it on the side of a house and everything like that, but the quality's not really there. Well, believe it or not, the more expensive version of these glasses are OLED with 120 hertz. So they can handle everything that we're playing in crazy good quality. So, yeah, man, they let me see the pricing here. They start from $340 to $450. So they're talking about the price of a console. Pretty expensive, right?
Right.
But,
Right.
what's the
100%.
price of a big TV? Yeah. Eh, but, interesting stuff, man. Like you be on an airplane and be having a full on experience without having to light up, other people around you that might be trying to sleep. And man, I could just think of a bunch of different scenarios to use this in, you know, Uber,
What's the
riding in an Uber,
refresh rate?
whatever. 120 hertz. It's
Oh
like it sounds
wow.
crazy, sounds
Nice.
unbelievable. Yeah, man. So, and if you have
Well,
if you wear glasses or whatever, it has either inserts or something like that, but they address that in them. So, pretty cool stuff, man. I don't know if I'm
Like
committed to trying
prescription
to get one of
inserts?
these. Exactly. Yeah. So, I don't know if I'm fully committed into getting into that, but I'm definitely thinking about it, man. Maybe for the holidays, I need to snag one of those up. So, I don't know.
so
What do
I
you
was
guys
reading
think?
up on that.
Sounds crazy, right?
Yeah, no, I was reading up on that, and Lenovo, I think, is the name of the company. It's another company that's making their own set too, but their refresh rate's like 60 hertz refresh rate, and so I don't know if it's going to be as good as the one you're talking about. But Lenovo is another company that's getting into it with the VR glasses kind of style playing, and they kind of work kind of like I think like the what's that 3D gaming system it just came out a few years ago, the Oculus. It works kind of like the
Mm.
Oculus.
Okay, so it's kind of like a
Kind of same thing.
VR situation.
Yeah, right.
Right,
Same
right.
thing. Same. I think it's same concept. And I think the Noble hasn't like a system that's coming out with a screen with the own joysticks that separate, kind of, and along with those glasses that you could transfer it from the screen into the glasses, kind of thing. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, man, this tech is
If you know
getting
what I'm
pretty
trying to say.
good, pretty interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna be
man.
fun. Give it 5 more years, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
man.
What they're
Yeah,
doing with technology is amazing right now. It's pretty
yeah, man.
incredible. Like I'd have to wait for some reviews to pop that kind of change right now. And but man, it sounds pretty enticing.
Even Lenovo is trying to keep the price down to like 329 or 330, like 330, I think it is the price they're trying to go with for a release. So they're trying to keep like costs down, I think, for the consumer. So maybe that'll be a good option for someone who's not willing to spend $500, $600 on a pair of
Yeah,
glasses,
man.
gaming glasses.
Yeah, you guys know it, bro. Competition breeds good stuff for us at competitive prices and all that. But yeah, man. And then you've got the ROG Ally and then the Steam Deck. And I don't know if you guys heard, but they just recently announced that the Steam Deck new revision coming out, a little bit more pricey, but it's got that OLED screen and a battery that claims to be minimum 3 hours charge, which is crazy
Wow.
because that's the one complaint I got about the Ally right now, but it's all good. We
I
got to
got
run just
like
fine.
45 good minutes on Starfield running at optimal settings on my Ally.
Wow.
So yes, they definitely need to do something soon, but that's pretty cool for Steam Deck users. An OLED screen, beautiful. Off rip, beautiful.
Nice,
And
nice,
then
nice.
three
Yeah.
hours of battery life. I don't know about y'all, but I don't play 3 hours consistently.
No,
My
no, no.
gaming is now
Yeah.
chopped up to like an hour, hour and a half before I have to go do something. So that's awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
And imagine
Unfortunately, I'm
this
right
with
there
these
with you.
glasses. You're on your Ally, your Steam Deck, whatever, with some headphones. You are fully immersed with those glasses.
Hmm.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's
Now I
like
wonder.
you're just in a like the meta universe, experiencing your game. That sounds pretty amazing.
I knew that I had mentioned those glasses about like 6 months ago, a little ways back, and they were saying that the earpiece that goes behind your ears from the glasses that they were going to implement some kind of speaker system into it, so you won't have to use like a earbuds or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah, these ones that I mentioned with X-Real, they have the speakers built into the, I guess, legs or frame or whatever of the glasses, so you don't even have
Mm-hmm.
to plug in earbuds. Basically, the speakers are directed downwards towards your ear, and apparently it sounds really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you're blasting the volume, people around you might hear it, but other than that, they say it's pretty chill when it comes to that. So,
Nice.
good
How
stuff,
you
man.
know
Good
his
stuff.
speakers are pretty good? These little speakers right here. When
Oh
you
yeah?
guys get to Spider-Man 2, the haptic feedback and the speaker are pretty awesome in that game. Pretty
You
awesome.
jump
I'm
ship,
just
huh?
gonna say that now. Spoiler
Yeah.
warning, they're pretty fucking dope.
Sounds like BJ jump ship
Love that.
to
Love that.
PlayStation.
I love everything.
Yeah, I know.
Good
I'm a
answer. Good
grown ass
answer.
man.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that Christmas gift to come around this year. Hopefully, it's a PS5. Hopefully, but doubt it. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You're lucky you're gonna get that.
Yo,
You'd get
I
stop
that
might
being
let
so
him.
pessimistic, bro.
Yeah. We'll see. Let's see. Whatever they get me, you know, or whatever I get myself.
Hey, that's Slim. Let's just get to this real quick.
No, let's go.
Do you guys even like the design of the PlayStation 5? Like the regular PlayStation 5?
It's I try not to think about it too much. Obviously,
It's
I'm the
like a Starfield
PlayStation guy,
spaceship.
bro.
It's
That's my
huge.
console. Yeah, it looks weird, man. When I first saw it, I was like, okay, cool. It's different. It's not just a VCR. It's not just like, whatever. It looked kind of cool and everything, but it is massive. And then the Slim is definitely smaller than I expected. It's not formally called a Slim. It's just like a revision, but it should be because now that you're seeing these side by sides, it looks good. However, that design it's still there, man. I don't know what it should look like. I don't know what a console ideally looks like because I don't like how the Xbox Series X has like how it kind of comes like I would almost rather it be just like a rectangular, evenly rectangular, where if it sit on its side, it would
Right.
just look like completely flat. But then again, I don't know. I don't know.
I like
I
that
plead the
tower look of
fifth.
the Xbox. I do like it. I like the
That
tower
tower's
look.
sexy, man. It's
Yeah,
like a
man.
mini PC.
Yeah. The only thing they could have done better is like put a little green light where the fan is, make it look all spiff. But no, they got to cut costs somewhere.
Yeah,
But
nah.
nah,
To me, man, growing up, I had an Xbox, and all my PlayStation buddies was that Xbox thing is way too big. Oh my god! Like,
it's
and the
huge.
Duke controller. I don't know if you guys remember. It was big and beautiful, and it fit perfect. So I got these big ass hands. And then now, if you look at it on the flip side, PlayStation since PlayStation 3 has been humongous. You know,
Yeah.
I think PlayStation 4 they toned it down a little bit, especially with the Pro, but PlayStation 5 is the most awkward thing ever, and I love it. I don't know why.
I think
It's ugly
I
as
think
fuck,
the best
but I
looking
love it.
PS system was 2. That PS2 system was beautiful. That was like my favorite one, I think. Look wise, you know.
I think
The
I like the
Xbox.
That
PS4
PlayStation 4
Pro.
was the
Yeah.
yeah the
Yeah,
Pro.
PS4 Pro looks aggressive with the 3 layers. I kind of like it.
Yeah. Well,
I kind of
Me
like it.
too. Man.
Well, we went off on a little tangent there. Man, I'm really
like
curious
we
to know
always
what you
do.
want to talk about, BJ. You got some surprises for us, man.
All right, so first, I can't complain in life, man. One of my dreams is coming true. N7 Day just passed. One of my favorite
Yeah.
games of all time, I've told you guys, is the Mass Effect series. Mass Effect 1 is my favorite out of the three. But 2 and 3 were still awesome. The gameplay got better as the genre progressed, right? 3 is the best gameplay, but the story for me wasn't all that. 1 has the best story, but the worst gameplay. And 2 did a great job of mixing them both, right? Good story, good
Right.
gameplay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I knew it was in production for a long time now, but they gave us a teaser trailer on N7 Day, my annual almost favorite day of the year. And so one of my dreams is coming true because we're getting a Mass Effect 4. I wanted to know with you guys, what game would you like to come out? Like your dream game, one of your favorite, sequels to a game, if you want to call it that. What would that be?
Mm.
Good. I can't think of one out of my head right now. Oh, Sci-Fi Filter, man. That's basically what comes to my mind. I love Sci-Fi Filter when it was for the
Sci-fi.
PlayStation. That
Yeah, I
needs a
never would have
reboot.
guessed that one.
That needs a reboot like ASAP. Siphon Filter was amazing.
So Siphon Filter,
Needs a
man, I
remake.
would have never guessed that.
Yeah, yeah, man, that's a great
That'd be
game.
pretty sick. A good
Yeah,
competitor for Metal Gear Solid.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Cause,
this is one of
yeah,
those
because right now
games
Metal
that
Gear is like,
do you remember before? What was a spy game for Xbox? They had what was that spy game?
Splinter Cell, man.
Splinter Cell, right?
Come
That,
on.
that came out before Splinter Cell. Siphon Filter came out.
Yeah.
That'd be another good one too. Another good franchise game to come out for Xbox.
I don't think
Splinter
I've
Cell.
ever played Siphon Filter.
Oh man, I loved it. That was
So
a
you
great
would
game.
want like a Siphon Filter 4 to
For
come out.
yeah, I mean, it'd probably come out for PlayStation because that's who it was made for. But that'll be a great game.
What about you,
sounds
Jay?
good. I wonder who owns it. And for me, it's funny because I guess I've gotten I guess everything I want, man. For me, I was obviously huge into Final Fantasy VII, and then Rebirth, which is I guess you can say like disc two, because the original was three discs, and then they're apparently going to tell the whole story in three games because it's huge and they're expanding on things. So that's coming out in I think April or something like that. So I'm excited about that big time. That'll be where I might just take a week off of work so I can play through that. But then you got your Resident Evils, which I hear that there's a 9 coming out, which is awesome. They're already working on the next one, and they've been killing it with the last few Resident Evils and the remakes. You know what? It'd be cool if they would do a Code Veronica remake. That would be cool.
I was gonna say that, bro.
That would be
If any
sick.
of them, that was my favorite one growing up. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had that thing for the Dreamcast, and back then it took it to the next level. Code Veronica, super dope.
Yeah, that was the first one where the camera would actually pan, because before everything was like pre-drawn backgrounds, nothing would even zoom in or zoom out or anything like that. That was the first one where it was moving around, and I remember thinking, "We're in the future now, boys. This is it."
And then you
It was
look from
pretty
back then
badass.
and you look at the graphics compared to now and you're like, what? Like we used to think that these graphics were amazing, you know?
Never gonna get better.
It's crazy.
Those blocky graphics from
Yeah,
Final
and
Fantasy
Claire
VII.
Redfield's a badass.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, or Tomb
So
Raider.
Siphon
You
Filter
know what I'm saying?
and Final Fantasy, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Final Fantasy
You're
being
stupid,
remade.
Jay. Uh,
Well,
well, life is good. Mass Effect 4, guys. Did you guys end up buying the? I
no,
know Jay bought the Legendary Edition.
no. Is that gonna be 5 or 4? Because Andromeda, I thought it
Yeah,
was
man.
4.
Andromeda's
Was
not 4. It's just a
no?
separate game.
It's just
Yeah.
okay. No. All right. This is a
It
separate
takes
game.
place in the Mass Effect universe, obviously, but it's not a number.
Right.
Well, well,
I
that is
want to
great
say they're
news.
starting a new trilogy
Oh,
with number
nice.
4. That's usually the case. So,
Hopefully they
but
bring a
yeah, man,
multiplayer.
you
Nice.
guys have to play it. If you haven't played it, you got to get on it, man. Got to get on it.
Yeah, I plan to. I plan to. Speaking of what we're playing, I don't know if we could slide into that, man. Kind of going off the rails here, but
Sure.
whatever. I started playing Zelda Breath of the or not Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom
Tears.
finally, and man,
My boy.
it's very familiar. Yeah, bro, it's familiar. The story seems like it's gonna be good. I like that it's got more story because that was probably my biggest complaint about the original one. You know, from an RPG guy, I was like, all right, look, the game is great and all that stuff, but like I could put the whole story together and watch it in like 25 minutes, like all the little videos and stuff.
Correct.
And obviously they're making up for it. I guess they were listening and they're making up for it on this one. But I like it a lot. But like you said before, the graphics, man, I was playing it on an OLED TV, and you could really see where things kind of waver. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's better in handheld. Maybe it's better on the ROG Ally. I don't know. May have to go that route too. But other than that, it looks like a badass game. I like the mechanics. All the
Right.
good stuff they left, so it's very familiar. You know. What are you guys playing?
Yeah,
Speaking on that.
absolutely. I've seen some things on the Ally where they, I forget what it's called. It's kind of like modded version, you know? They download it and it
Mhm.
runs like 120 hertz. I mean 120 yeah, refresh rate,
Mhm.
and it just plays so much better, man. They're getting 60 frames like
Yeah.
consistently, which is way better than the Switch. So you download it on the Ally and you get a better experience. I'm kind of contemplating doing that. I'm almost at the end of Tears of the Kingdom. I stopped
Hmm.
because of several reasons, but I'm definitely gonna finish. That game's beautiful. It's the story, the action. They did everything. They enhanced everything Breath of the Wild had to offer. Gameplay, mechanics, story, everything except for the damn graphics, man. The graphics are crap, and the frames did drop on my Switch. It's such a powerful game, but if I don't know how to say it, man. Those guys are geniuses over there because they pack so much into one little ass cartridge. Those developers are awesome. I wish Pokemon they can transfer their energy to Pokemon because them last games were trash, bro. So what about that movie? Y'all hear they're making a movie of Zelda?
Yeah.
First time.
Yeah. There was rumors of it ever since Mario came out. The Mario movie came out. Everybody's like, yeah, Zelda would be the next one or whatever. There were some hints, but in the last couple of days, Nintendo confirmed that it's in the works. Shigeru Miyamoto himself tweeted saying that they're working on it. He says he's been working on it for years, so hopefully he's got the story down packed and has an idea of what he wants to do. But what do you guys think? They're saying it might be live action. Would that be the
Oh,
best
that
route?
was
What do
my
you guys
next
think?
question. That was my next question that I was going to ask. Was going to be live action or animated?
Mhm.
I've never
I'd like to
been
see
a
live
big fan
action.
of.
Hell yeah.
I've never
But
been a
anime
big
is
fan of the
awesome too.
series, so I haven't played Zelda since the Nintendo days. So I'm not too familiar with Zelda. So this is
Yeah.
out of my realm.
Chris, shame. Shame you. Shame.
I told you I
Shame.
stayed away from Nintendo for years, man.
Yeah, I know, man. Nah, you're
Well,
missing out though. Zelda is awesome.
Yeah,
did you
I'm gonna
play
have to.
Ocarina of Time on the N64? Oh man.
The last Zelda
Oh.
was Zelda 2 on Nintendo,
Oh my gosh. That one was hard as
and
shit.
That's a
yeah,
little.
and I barely played it, maybe a day
Oh,
or two at most.
Yeah,
It
buddy.
wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah, man. So here's the thing though. If they make this movie or when they make this movie, is Link gonna speak or not?
Mm.
mm.
Like I said, I don't know.
Maybe he just
That's out
makes
of.
some weird noises. Uh,
Yeah,
It's me, Mario.
and then the dialogue pops up next to the dude.
maybe people are gonna predict what he says, They're like, oh, what happened? You just stand there in silence for a little while. So you're saying they took Zelda up the mountain and
He's
that's
just gonna make
crazy.
a and then a
Yeah.
dialogue box is gonna be like saying what he
Or,
thinks.
or maybe the fairy
It'd be
will
cool
come
to see
back
who
and
who they
speak for
choose
you.
to play characters, who the casting will be. That'd be cool to see.
Yeah. Everybody's
Not
like
Well,
Tom Holland, but Tom Holland can't do everything. He's not The Rock.
right.
You know,
oh yeah.
apparently The Rock could be everybody in every movie. Doesn't matter.
Why can't The Rock be Link?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Nah,
Big
he should
Samoan
probably
dude.
be a Ganondorf.
yeah, that would be
He'd
something
be a
Oh
right
yeah,
pretty
there.
good
yeah,
Ganondorf.
Yeah,
yeah.
bro.
I don't
Yeah,
know. Who
it's
would y'all want to pick for Link?
Jack Black.
Look at this guy, yo.
He's kidding, man. He did a great Bowser too.
he did do a great Bowser. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I read people saying something that makes a lot of sense is that Link should be played by a good actor that nobody really knows about
I agree.
because yeah, that'll make him be his own character. It won't be like, oh yeah, that time that Tom Holland played Link. It'll be, you know, this is Link from the Legends of Zelda, and maybe it popularized some actor. Let it be somebody who's unknown, and let the kind of like the magic of the story make it a big deal and not have the actor take away attention from it. You know, I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, I completely agree. I don't want it to be anybody known, or at least somebody lesser
Yeah,
known. And give them a big break. That sounds like it's gonna be a huge movie if they do it right. Man, the sky's the limit with that one. Who
yep,
would y'all
yep.
want to
And
be Zelda?
man, I haven't even thought about that.
Mm.
Maybe that one could be somebody famous.
The
I don't
mother
know.
of dragons, Khaleesi
Mother of
herself.
Hey, what's up, man? Good choice.
Yeah, yeah. She'd be
Damn,
Daenerys
a
you
great
know,
Targaryen
choice.
herself.
isn't she
I
like
like that.
35 now?
They could
CGI,
do
you could,
magic with the
always,
CGI.
yeah, you could fix her
They
up.
That
put her
would
with
be dope, though.
dragons.
That would be dope.
Damn, that's a good one, Chris. Now I can't unsee
Yeah,
it. That would be sick. That would be awesome.
yeah, but yeah.
That would be
She,
a dead
especially they
ringer.
put her the same blonde hair, like like she had in Game of Thrones. That'll be great.
Yeah,
I
dude.
tell
Like I
you
said,
what, she'd be way less annoying than in this current video game. I can't
Oh, she
stand that
talks a
lady's
lot.
voice, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta play it. I
I,
haven't touched it yet.
oh,
Yeah,
you're
she goes
missing out
on
on
and
a
on and
great
on.
game.
You know, I'm just
Yeah, dude.
destroying people right
On
now with Omni Man. So
and on and on. That lady is.
Yeah, man.
But yeah,
Chris, I know you've got the Nintendo Online package, so you can play Ocarina of Time, and that one is
yeah,
badass, bro. That one,
is it
I
on
mean, a
there?
link, yeah, yeah, a Link to the Past on Super Nintendo was game changing, but going to Ocarina of Time, it went into the 3D realm, and they did it great, man. For what it was, they knocked it out of the park. That game is
And is it
extremely
free to play
memorable.
or?
Yeah, yeah, it's part of the. It's one of the N64 games
Oh, gotcha,
on
gotcha, gotcha.
the Nintendo Switch Online. So that'll be something to check out, man, when you have a
Oh,
chance.
may have been the
Badass
first
game.
3D
The
RPG that I got into. It may have been.
yeah,
really?
Yeah, that game was awesome, and
yeah,
then the
man.
sequel to that was awesome as well. And then they
Really?
changed it going forward. I forget what came out immediately after
Wind Waker. Wind
for
Waker
GameCube.
on the GameCube. When people
Yeah.
saw those graphics, they were like, "Hell no!" But the game was extremely good. That game was extremely good. It's its own thing. It's its own thing. So
Maybe I'll give it a try if I have time.
yeah, man. Well, while we're on the topic of rumors and things going around, Rockstar just
Oh
announced
yeah.
that they would be announcing GTA 6 finally after 10 long years and 3 console generations. It's coming, man. What year do you guys think it'll drop?
I think 25, early 25.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll come out next year. They gotta make us wait to
Oh,
25.
early 25, like quarter
Yeah,
one.
I think early, like first quarter 25. I think they'll make us wait.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
And the rumor is that it's gonna be in Miami. That's one. And two,
Let's
they're gonna
go,
have
baby. We made it. It's
they're gonna
episode
have
2 and we made it.
like
Hell
the
yeah.
characters are gonna be kind of like a Bunny and Clyde style characters, like a robbers kind of thing. That's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
And they said I was reading today that they might also have the first female lead character in GTA series, which will be a Latina. They were
Oh.
saying from Miami, Chongalicious.
I wonder how that's gonna work
Yeah, well,
in a
she's
Vice
probably
City
from
setting.
Westchester.
I mean, I don't want
Yeah.
to be sexist, but you're kind of doing a man's job, being a crook and all, doing all these side
Hey,
jobs
Bunny and
and
Clyde.
murking people,
Are
right?
you going to
Bunny and
get us
Clyde, right?
canceled before we start? Horizon Zero Dawn. Female protagonist. Phenomenal game.
Belongs in the
Besides,
You
kitchen.
trying to change the subject?
it's
Away?
third person, so you're going to be right. Hey, you're gonna be third person, but you're gonna be right behind her the whole time.
And you know, it'll be the coolest thing though that if like they put some of the chases in Hialeah during Rush Hour.
Oh god,
Oh
they're
man.
definitely gonna they're definitely gonna touch on Hialeah, bro. I know it.
And you gotta have the roosters crossing the street too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Near the
roosters in
you know
the
what I'm
background.
talking about?
I wonder if there's gonna be any parts where you wait in line to get into a club for 2 hours just
Go
to
get a
have the
cafecito.
bouncer pick somebody from the back and bring them up first because you don't know anybody, so you can't get hooked up and get into the club.
Or
Or is
they're
that too
waiting
real?
in line while you drive by. And then
Oh
in
shit.
my wife's case, back in GTA 5, I let her play, right? And immediately she starts running people over and killing grandmas on the side of the street. I'm like, what are you
5 star
doing?
already.
And we got this joke that I said, oh, babe, like I couldn't save. Like it's not letting me save. So I did not want that on my record.
Uh,
So every time I'm playing a game and she, oh, babe, save. And I'm like, oh, it doesn't work.
no, hold on. Let's start a new save for you. All right, starting fresh. You know.
Oh, she went to 5 stars quick, man. Like, it's funny. What are your expectations for GTA 6?
Oh man, I hope they knock it out of the park, especially being in Miami. Oh,
Nah, that's a
since I'm a lot of the
no-brainer,
stuff
man.
that you
I
know.
could tell you right
Yeah.
now it's going to
Yeah,
be an amazing game.
you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
what are
mean,
your
I played a
expectations
campaign.
like?
I want a good campaign. I like a good campaign for GT.
Yes.
A good campaign. I
Yes.
mean, the multiplayer was cool. No, I didn't really play that long, but the campaign was great. GT5
People don't
campaign was
talk
awesome.
enough about. Yeah, people don't talk enough about how good the campaign, the
Yeah.
story in GTA 5 was. I was not a fan of switching back and forth between three characters, but the story was awesome. Just when you think like you just beat a mission and you're like, bro, that was insane. That was ridiculous. You know, that boat scene where the sun is hanging off the thing and you're like, bro, that was insane. 10 minutes
What
later,
was the name of the
you're doing
character
some
with
stuff
the
as
tank top?
Trevor.
Yeah. Oh, Trevor.
Oh,
Yeah,
was it
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Trevor?
That's his name.
Bro,
This is my
Trevor,
favorite. I love that
man.
guy. I love
Dude,
to see him
it's
make
just
a
it's
comeback in Miami.
He honestly
it's
made
just
that game,
yeah,
in
Yeah,
my
he's
opinion.
great.
He made that game.
yeah. All the
I think he was the
characters were
best part of it.
great. But man, the story just didn't miss a beat, man. It was every 5 minutes. Even the side quests were just off the chain. And when they brought out GTA Online, they used I can't remember the tech guy, the nerdy guy, to introduce all these bank heists and all that. And bro, it got really good. But it just, I mean, they put everything into that game. I don't know if you guys know this, but GTA 5 for a few years was grossing more money than the entire entertainment industry when it comes to movies and music put
Really?
together. Like that
Wow.
thing was bringing in money. And as a matter of fact, I just heard the other day that that game sold 190 million copies. So pretty
Really?
damn successful. I don't know. I don't doubt why they took so long to come out with six finally because they were making bank, man. They were making money. People were playing it, but they need to raise the bar in some kind of special way. I don't know what that is. I think they probably need a new engine. I mean, as good as the graphics looked, I would like to see more natural movements and just I want to feel that next gen bump. I want it to look like holy shit, we're in the future now. And yeah, man, it'd be good to see that.
Well,
You know, it's
after all
crazy. I
the
was
money
reading.
that they made. Go
I'm
ahead, man.
sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. No,
No, no,
I
no.
was going to say that's crazy that there. I was reading earlier that when they had that big leak, they had like a massive leak of the like they were sending 90 pieces of footage of the game, and there was a lot of arrests for those leaks. Some kid got arrested, and a couple other people got arrested for leaking the game. I don't know if you guys heard about that. That was
That's
crazy.
wild. That's wild. And I heard some people complaining about it, like, "Oh, it doesn't look good, this and that." But apparently, that was footage from like 2 or 3 years before, or something like that. So,
Pre-alpha,
oh,
pre-alpha,
huge.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can't judge it off
understand
that.
people's need to leak stuff,
True.
to get out there. Like, man, I want it to be a full surprise. I'm tired of everybody just doing some stuff like that. You're gonna spoil it for everybody. Those guys work hard on that game, and they deserve to bring it out the way they want it, to announce it to the world the way they want to. You know, nobody should get involved.
Right.
I feel like it's
Right.
like snake tendencies. Like you're being super
It's
dishonest,
people's
and you
it's
shouldn't
people's
do
hard
that.
work that you putting out there, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But getting
Yeah,
back to
it
it,
sucks.
man, I tell you guys right now, Rockstar has so much damn money. They probably made a new engine for this. Who knows? But over 10 years in development, you better be sure this is gonna be a kick-ass game. They're
Now,
gonna
you think they'll
expand
release
on
the?
what's up?
Now, you think they'll release the campaign and multiplayer at the same time, or like they'll do like they did last time,
Hmm.
campaign first and then multiplayer
I'm not really
eventually
too
be released.
I'm not really too concerned about the multiplayer part. I hope they focus more on the campaign, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
Although it would be fun to do some hood rat shit with my friends around Vice
That
City,
It's
was a
gonna
lot of
happen.
fun. That
you
was a
know.
lot
It's
of
gonna
fun.
happen. There'll
But
be some.
nah, I want them to expand on the story like you guys. I want them to dip into the lore of Miami, that element,
Right, right.
beaches, the cocaine cowboy life, like all of the all of the things
So
that
you
really
want that
built
'80s feel?
Miami.
Yeah, you
Hell
want that
yeah,
'80s feel kind of thing. Did that shootout at
that would
Burger
be
King
awesome.
in Dana Mall?
I mean, you
Oh
can
God.
do a real, a modern take on it. We still got some elements over here,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Is
there's
it
a
supposed
bunch
to
of
be a modern
narcotics that
game?
moved. I'd hope so. I'd hope so because I was seeing, I mean, during those leaks they had modern vehicles like GTRs
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff. So
Oh okay.
So, oh, bro, if it's current day Miami, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun.
yeah,
I think it's gonna be interesting what they do with it because I'm sure they spent some time down here to learn the culture and everything. And it's just, yeah, I think it's kind of cool to see because when GTA 3 came out, game changer, man. The graphics and everything was just next level. And I never understood why, and I don't know that I still do, or that I have yet, but I really loved that they made Vice City, and it was basically like meanwhile in Miami, and then San Andreas, taking it over to LA. I love that they all did that. It was almost like GTA 3 didn't end. It just continued on in these other games. And then 4 came out,
Yeah.
it was its own thing. And then 5 came out, it's its own thing. And they all kind of have their little lore things where they connect to each other. But I'm excited to see what I guess is going to be kind of like a new generation. So, man, I'm stoked. I can't wait to see it. It's I feel like it's going to be a ton of fun. And the online, when we get on there and we start messing around, it's going to be crazy, bro. I would imagine from a business
absolutely.
Hopefully,
standpoint, they're yeah, I think online's going to drop later. They're going to want people to eat up that main game, tear through the story, get used to the mechanics, and then it's like, all right, now let them loose. So that I can
I
go
would
out there and
hope
get
so.
slaughtered. That's what happens.
Maybe it come in like 6 months later.
That'd be good.
They
I'm
give
gonna be a jerk
plenty of time.
and say something like, hopefully you have a jewelry heist, but you could hijack a UPS truck. That'd be a lot of fun.
Oh no. Too soon. Too soon.
You could edit that out if you like.
But knowing
Oh
Rockstar,
my!
but knowing Rockstar,
Knowing Rockstar, hey, they'll do it.
yeah, man.
They'll do it.
Nah, I'm
Oh
sure they're
man.
gonna hit all the points. I think honestly, this is gonna be the biggest game to ever come out. This
Yeah.
is gonna be a big, big deal, and I
No,
think that's why they they put it in the oven. They're letting it cook, man. And I don't think this thing drops until fall 2025.
you think
Jeez.
so? You think that late?
Let's go.
Can make you wait
I'm
two
I'm
full years?
guessing September.
Yeah. Hmm.
I'm guessing September, around my birthday.
Bro, I would
Oh
love to
man.
see it to say it comes in 2024. I would love for them to shadow drop it and be like, yeah, by the way, it's coming out now. And
Yeah.
that but
Oh man.
And only
can
on
you
Game
imagine? I mean, you've
Pass.
been working on it for 10 years.
Hey,
Where you
that's a
at, man?
game that you don't need to advertise. When
At
it's
all.
out, that thing is gonna go and it's gonna be like a wildfire.
how how
Yes,
how
bro.
upset will Sony be if they said that it will only be released on Game Pass?
That would never
Oh my
happen.
God.
There's too much money to be made. Microsoft, with their billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, can't afford that shit.
Can't afford.
It's They
They'll
make
buy
so much
they'll
money,
buy
it'll never
Rockstar.
happen. Rock. I'm sure that they those CEO those corporate guys have walked up there with their suitcases of money, and Rockstar just laughed at them
Yeah.
from the window, looking down at them. It doesn't matter. It's just gonna make too much
Do they
money,
make
man.
Red? Do they make Red Dead
Red,
Redemption 2? Yeah, right.
yeah,
Rockstar.
yeah,
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 Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yep.
and
Red
Oh,
that's
Dead.
the
so I
next one
can't wait
that's
for
gonna
that.
come in
Oh yeah.
after
I got a
GTA
feeling that
6.
might come
I
out
assume
before.
they're gonna go to nah,
Bro, put that
You don't
Red
think
Dead
so?
away for just a second, man. Give me Max Payne. Give me Max Payne 4,
Max
bro.
Payne.
Max Payne
Nice.
was so good, man. Max Payne 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 2 were awesome. I love them. Like, man, they were graphic, and I was probably way too young to be playing that stuff, but man, I enjoyed them so much. And then 3 came out, and
yeah.
I've never been, well, up until that time, I hadn't been that immersed in like a third person shooter type game. Bro, the story is like you feel it, man. Like it's depressing and you're feeling it. And you're just and when the dude, shaves his head and goes out there with his Hawaiian shirts and his freaking dual wielding pistols, just seeking vengeance, you feel it, bro. You're right there with him. Like, let's get this. And all the way until the very end, like I don't remember games too much. Like I don't retain too much memories on them, but that was one. I downloaded the soundtrack. I bought the soundtrack back in the day when that game came out. I still have it on my phone. I remember that last scene where you're just going toe to toe with the worst of the worst. Give me Max Payne 4, please. And thank you.
Remember jumping?
You,
Oh, hell yeah. Bullet time, baby.
That
Bullet
slow
time.
motion,
that's kind
baby.
of like the
That
Popping
Matrix
those
bullet time thing. Yeah, yeah.
painkillers. You just got lit up.
wow,
You're almost dead. Popping the
headshot
painkillers.
galore, yo.
Well,
Yes.
I
It
think
was
about
It's like
so
the game
easy
is
when
just
you
like,
slow down time.
yeah, man. But
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love when the game is just like, let's just pan over to the enemy that you just took out. Let's just hold on. Let's rewind 5 seconds and let's watch the last guy die at like 2 frames a second. Just it is movie magic in a game. It's so good.
I was
Give me 4.
surprised they get like they don't keep digging into these series, man. You know, Max Payne is very fun. I
right.
need to get into Red Dead Redemption because I heard it was awesome, but I just missed them.
No, it was pretty cool. Yeah,
But I
it's a lot
will
of fun.
get back. It's in the backlog. But you
Yeah.
see these games that they're like so entertaining and they just cancel them, like they don't continue them. You know, it sucks. I don't know all the politics that go into it, but I really wish that they continued awesome franchises like
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
one.
man.
I'm still waiting Gears of War 6, man. Can't wait.
Gear
This is Gear 6?
6.
Yeah, right. Gear 6? Is it 6? Yeah, Gear 6. If you want a
It's got to be
campaign
in
driven
development.
game, there you go. That's
I
one you
need to
got to play.
Yeah,
finish
it
5, but I heard that they take it apart. They took a break, and I think they're doing something with the engine.
Um,
I'm not
the
sure.
guy who did 1 and 2, I forgot his name.
Cliff
Was it
Belinsky?
Belinsky? Yeah. Oh yeah, but there you go. Him. I There was a little rumor that he was in talks with Microsoft about coming back
Well, no,
and working for Activision.
he tweeted that the Gears of War series needs a rehaul, and that he'd
Hmm.
be down to do some consulting.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay,
Yeah,
so you put it
I
up there for
follow him
Spencer.
on
There you go.
Twitter. He's a cool dude.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and yeah, man, that Gears of War 1 and 2, oof,
Yeah,
3, amazing.
that boy was gangster. He did some
If you
great
never
work.
played it, Jose, Jay,
I
that's the
wish
one you
they
got to
go
play.
back to the old though. I played Gears of War
Yeah,
4 and ah, I like the trilogy better. And Gears of War 5,
yeah, no, yeah, yeah.
I started it like the first level, but I never finished it. I gotta go back. But I just feel like I don't know, man. They need to take it back to the Marcus Phoenix days. I
Yeah.
don't know why they
They,
moved
they
on so quick.
they try to make it like a little more open world. Some of the levels, some of the snaps and stages on the game, which I wasn't too crazy about. Same thing with with the whole Call of Duty thing right now. They try to make it too much of an open world, like because that's everybody's thing now, open world, right?
Mhm.
Um, and
yeah, we need to reel that
Gears of
back
War is one of
in.
those games
Like,
that
sorry.
needs to be linear. Yeah, Gears of War needs to be is one
100%.
of those games that needs to be story driven, linear. Big and big cinematics kind of thing, you know. And they're getting away from that, which is I don't like that. And that was my only problem with Call of Duty. Other than that, the campaign has been fun. I've been enjoying it.
I gotta dive into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play some multiplayer tonight, hopefully.
These full-time
I
careers, man, they don't let you game
yeah, I
like
know.
that.
Yep.
I did the beta when it came out. It was fun. It was just the old maps, but it was still fun. Let's see how it is now that that the beta is over and the game's fully out. So let's see
Chris
how
is
it
a
is.
beta boy.
Yeah, bro,
Yeah,
you're
I tried
all
a
on
lot of
those
beta, bro.
betas. You got Mortal Kombat 1 free
Oh yeah.
access, early access
Mm-hmm.
rather.
Omni Man. Oh man, he's such a beast.
Yeah.
Omni
Dude,
Man
that's
for
a
the
kick-ass DLC, huh?
man. He's brutal, bro. Like his brutalities are brutal. His fatality is brutal. If you get a chance, look it up. Man, when he
I
I don't know if
saw,
you
I
remember
saw.
that episode in Invincible when he grabs Invincible and he rams him through the train. You remember
Yeah,
that
of
scene?
course.
That's his
Yeah,
fatality. That's his
I saw
fatality.
it. I
Uh,
saw it.
Oh,
That's
it's
awesome.
vicious, bro. It's
And season 2
so
just
cool.
dropped, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm caught
Uh,
up.
what a
I gotta
I'm
check
dope
that out.
DLC. Mortal Kombat is on top of the game right now,
yeah,
man.
I like what
yeah.
they're doing, man, because you know what, man, they took it all the way to 11 and they did a lot of very interesting things, and it's really cool how they end 11 and then circle back and starting from scratch in an alternate
Right.
reality that or like a parallel universe. Very smart of them. I like that. I like that. I got to get
Oh,
more
but
into it, man. I haven't jumped on the
what's
fighting
up
games
with
too
the
much.
it's like you're fighting with two people now.
Oh, with the cameos.
It's kind of weird.
The cameos. So yeah, so it's basically remember like Street Fighter when you were able to tag somebody really quick and they come in for a move and jump back out.
I know
Remember like
Marvel
it was a
versus
Capcom versus Street
Capcom and
Fighter. I can't
stuff.
remember. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like that kind of style that you could just call in your cameo and it's like one of the Cyrax or or Jax or Rain or whoever the heck it is, Tremor. One of those characters come in, jump in for a second, do a move or two while you throwing your combos down, and then jump back out.
Well, what effect does it have on the story though? Like, does your side
Uh,
character
no,
go
no
into the
effect in the
story
story.
or no? It
No,
doesn't.
no, no, no. This is just multiplayer. This is just the the, the battle system they have.
So when you're doing campaign, that's not how it is.
I, no, no. It's just part of the game. You have a cameo character,
Hmm.
and the campaign really didn't. I don't remember even playing with a cameo character, did I? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I know
I
that
hope
you
they
go
don't
online
have
and
the
you
cameo
play
character
multiplayer.
in the campaign because that would throw it off. Like, what implication does the cameo character
Yeah.
have that affects the storyline?
Hey, maybe you're doing like Raiden, trying to come to Earth and assemble a team. Classic
Oh
first
man.
movie vibes.
Yeah.
You know
That'd
what
be
I keep
awesome.
No,
wanting?
but
I keep wanting the Mortal Kombat game to start off with the intro of the soundtrack of that first movie we got in the early '90s. You know what I'm talking about? Hell yeah!
yeah.
I want the game to
That
start
was
off
the
like that.
best movie that we got, in my
I liked
opinion.
it.
The first one,
It was weird,
yeah,
but I liked it.
with Goro.
Yeah, man.
Johnny
And that
Cage did the
soundtrack,
little split. Bam!
yeah,
Right in the.
Man,
Mm.
what's
yeah.
cool
You
is
can't beat
seeing
that soundtrack,
Van
dude.
Damme play Johnny Cage. That's pretty cool because
Ooh,
that's one of the
Yeah.
skins.
Van Damme.
Van Damme is one of the skins for Johnny
That's I
Cage.
think
Oh man, that's really cool.
that's what he was created as,
Got.
right? Like inspired by John Claude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
I believe so.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that was my
Yeah.
very first character that I played. I love Johnny Cage. That was my guy.
Yeah.
I was a big John Claude fan back then until I knew what he was
Yes.
about later. It doesn't take away
Oh
from his work. I
Yeah.
guess you do get full of yourself when you get older and you're on
Yeah.
top of the world for so
Yeah.
long.
uh,
But yeah, he's awesome. John Claude
Yeah.
was a demand back in the
Was the
day.
man. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lionheart,
Virtual Cop, bro.
Kickboxer.
Ah,
Yeah.
love
Oh,
that movie.
Virtual Cop. Oh,
Bloodsport,
no, it wasn't
yo.
Virtual Cop. It's Time
There's
Cop.
so many.
Time Cop.
Time
You're
Cop,
right. You're
right?
right. My bad.
Time Cop.
Time
Yeah,
Cop.
Time Cop.
Hey, they predicted the future, man. He got in his car, and it's destination, please. It says home, and it takes him home. And then
Right.
I won't spoil it. I love that movie. The '90s action movies were the best.
Dude, the
When
best
I do the math, I was way
Van
too
Damme
young to be
movie.
watching them, but
So what y'all think
Best Van
about the
Damme
new
movie,
RoboCop?
Lionheart. The game?
Wait, what you just say?
What was
Best
that?
best John
Oh,
Claude
my favorite Van Damme movie was Lionheart. I don't
Lionheart.
know if you ever saw that. That was one of
Nah,
my
it's all a
favorites.
blur.
Of course, it's Kickboxer and the other one, but Lionheart was a good movie because everybody was always focused on Kickboxer and what was the other one? The Kumite.
Bloodsport.
It's like Bloodsport. There you go, Bloodsport. That was
Bloodsport,
a great one too with the Kumite.
Yeah,
badass.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
I don't know, bro. I see Time Cop. I just have so much nostalgia for Time Cop, watching it with my dad and everything. Yeah,
yeah.
dude, good
It
times.
wasn't one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's not very popular, but it
Yeah,
was good. It was good.
Time Cop.
Hey, but BJ, I'm glad you brought up RoboCop, man. Talking about the betas and stuff. I'm surprised Chris didn't have a beta to that.
Oh
I
man,
know,
I
right?
just haven't
I
tried
feel
it.
like that's right up Chris's alley.
I know. It's just I've been playing so many different things right now. Like it's hard to focus, man. I finally got off freaking Sea of Stars, and I got time to focus on something else. Jesus. No, I haven't tried that one yet. I need to try it, but I didn't seem fun to me when I watched the video of it.
RoboCop.
Yeah, it didn't seem like something that
Yeah, it's
I
like
like RoboCop, but
yeah, it's interesting about RoboCop because when they first showed it, people got excited. They were like, "Holy shit, this sounds great!" And then when they found out that that it controls like RoboCop, they were like, "I don't know about this or whatever." Then it comes out, and maybe it was because it's so morbid or just fun to just shoot things up like if you are a tank. I don't know what it is, man,
yeah,
but all of a sudden it's gotten great reviews, and
yeah,
I guess people are accepting it for what it is. It's not
right, right,
a
right,
super AAA extensive thing, but it's fun, it's gruesome, and they even threw a little bit of a skill tree in there for anybody who wants to go that route.
hmm.
But I mean, you
It
got to
got
put your
9
points
out of
somewhere.
10 on Steam, man.
Isn't that wild?
Really,
Woof.
Unexpected.
really,
Yeah,
Unexpected.
man.
wow.
I predict that one will come out on Game Pass, so I'm gonna wait for that. I feel like it will. I
You
feel
think
like they
so?
could afford that one. Yeah,
Man,
yeah. I feel like they're
oh,
gonna drop a bag in front of whoever it is that made that, and they're gonna be like, "All right, you can have it." But
You
that
mean
was
PlayStation's
unexpected.
not gonna
Nah,
drop it in their service, man?
nah. They try to do that in the beginning. You wait for a year. You can't touch it for a year.
Oh man.
Too late.
guess what IGN gave RoboCop Rogue City?
7.
A 3?
3.9, but that's I think out of 5 maybe. No,
Did
actually
they?
no, they
No,
gave it a
that's out of 10.
7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. They gave it. I'm sorry. I was
Oh,
Yeah,
IGN is
but
always shooting lower. They're just trying to piss people off, except for like the two people that they just lick the boot and give them a 10 out of 10.
PlayStation boot.
well, this is a
No, man,
great
they do leave some
transition,
things
guys.
bad. Let's go.
This was my next topic. Game reviews.
Yes.
Oh,
There's a lot of controversy on these games that are coming out. You know? I wanted to know your thoughts on game reviews nowadays. Is that 10-point scale crooked? Or
I,
what would you guys prefer? Like in
I think it's very
I,
biased depending on who you follow.
I
that's
think
exactly what I was doing.
Starfield is not a 10, so
No, I
and
think
I
it's more like an
digress.
8 though.
I'm just playing. No, so
PlayStation bums over here, man. Always hating on something.
no, man, we're just playing. We don't have time to hate. We're always just playing good games, you know. No, but you know what? You know what? I think you bring up a good point because I don't know that you can take a Forza and compare it to a Final Fantasy and review them and say, well, this one's here and this one's there. There should be different brackets.
You can't.
You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
So, I mean, you can't compare them, but numerically, they do it, right? There
Yep.
should be different criteria. I agree with you. You can't say Starfield is compared to uh,
Spider-Man
Mortal
2.
Kombat, you know?
Right.
Oh,
Nah, it's like it's got to be different things. Like if you're gonna throw it in the RPG column, then you need to break down what makes a great RPG. Story elements,
right.
skill building, dialogue options. You know, and then for fighting games, response, combos, storyline. You know, I feel like there should be different ones for different categories, but I personally feel like that numerical, it's outdated, man. It's bad, and then a lot of these sites like IGN are disappointing now. There's a couple of people I still follow over there, Destin Legary, um, Ryan McCaffrey, a couple others, but for me, I don't know how this gets published like that. I feel like there's so much bias in that place now. Kotaku's
Mm.
another one. I feel like it's just I can't follow these sites anymore. It's it's discouraging, you know.
Now let me ask you, what will you give Spider-Man 2 now that you played it, BJ?
Man, honestly, I'm loving it. I'm actually I'm trying to finish it up
So,
now. Um, but it's definitely not a 10. I wouldn't give it
what
a
would you give?
9 as much as I love Spider-Man. It's got a lot of bugs. I'm not too
Mm.
fond of the switching between the characters, especially the Mary Jane stuff. Spoiler alert.
Right. So,
Um,
what would you give it?
that's the
Ooh,
thing though. Like
Honestly,
I'm
putting the
not a big
pressure on.
fan of these numbers, man. So you want me to do like on
no,
a
I
number one
understand.
to 10?
Yeah, just for comparison, see what IGN gave it and what you gave
What's your Metacritic score?
That's
it.
out of a
Open.
100.
Nah, that's fine.
Dude, honestly, man, like there's a lot of mechanics that take it away. I think that Spider-Man 1 was overall a better game than Spider-Man 2. I feel like it was a lot more polished. I feel like the story was well paced. This one, it's like on and off, on and off. So, if I had to be fair and we're talking about bugs bring that score down a lot cuz it's not just bugs that like, oh, he's sloppy right there. The controls are iffy in Spider-Man 2. I don't feel like they're as well done as Spider-Man 1. But the
Hmm.
bugs, meaning game-breaking bugs, where I've had to restart the to the last checkpoint a few times in this game already, which is quite annoying.
Really?
So if I had to be fair, I would say a 7, 7.5.
Yeah.
And it
Damn.
sucks because I really enjoy the story and that's what I'm there for. It's just a few things that take that game like way below a 10 for me.
And
And he's
IGN
my
gave it an
favorite
8.
superhero.
Is he?
So I'm kind of
All right.
biased.
I'm gonna have to play it so that I can give it a 10 and bring our average up. The BCG average.
You're an
Bring it up.
idiot.
Well, so IGN gave it an 8, and Open Critic gave it 91%.
Yeah, it's definitely not 91.
No,
As much as it
but
pains me
then
to say that. I think they
I don't
rushed
know.
it a
You know
little
what
bit,
else?
man.
You know what else? You
It
think
did
so?
come out fast.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
did.
take your
Right.
time, man. Take another
Definitely, it
year.
did come out.
Insomniac is spitting out games, man. I think they're on top of PlayStation. They're the best PlayStation studios right now.
Definitely ain't Bungie.
My,
Yeah.
you and this Bungie, man.
It's the end of the world. The sky is falling.
But
Yeah,
all right, let's
fair enough.
talk about Bungie real quick. So
Oh,
we'll go back to the game reviews now, because I want to get into this ACG. He's like the best at reviewing games, and I like the way that he does it. Buy, wait, or sell. Like, don't go to that game. Oh, so Bungie with the whole Destiny thing and the layoffs and stuff. I honestly feel like Destiny to begin with, they said that it was going to be a 10-year plan, right? Destiny
right.
1 kind of tanked in the beginning. I don't know why they came out with the Destiny 2 instead of just patching uploading the content to Destiny. That Destiny 2, that 2 on the side kind of like made me fall off. If it's a games as a service, why not just keep updating that world? They didn't have any narrative in that. Like the Destiny 1 narrative was trash. And I feel like there was so much there to go into. And I hear now Destiny 2 has gotten way better. But the initial plan, from what I remember, was 10-year plan, right? They're
Right.
they're pretty much done with 10 years. So now that the player count fell off and they got layoffs and stuff, not only that, but man, this is like one of the best years in gaming ever. So it's like you, Chris, you're playing so many games right now. You're taking attention. If you were a regular Destiny user, there's no way you're gonna just skip all of these great games that came out this year to keep playing Destiny. Destiny doesn't even have
Right.
content that frequent, you know. So
I haven't played it since since the Witch download they had. I forgot the name of the DLC they had. Something of the Witch. I forgot what it was. I haven't played it since then. That was like 2 years ago, I think.
yeah,
Yeah, I think there's just so much out there at any given time, especially this year, that it's hard for you to pivot and then pick up the, I guess, the install base you would have had originally. For example, Fallout 76, Bethesda, Todd Howard talked a lot of things and made a lot of promises. And then at the end of the day, it was basically, I'm not making NPCs. You guys are the NPCs. And I get the idea, the concept. It's admirable to think that, but I'm not going to pick up a bunch of items, build a storefront, and sit there. And that's how I enjoy my games, sit there and wait for people to come by so I can sell them shit and then tell them cool stories. No, man. So and then eventually, apparently now it's a phenomenal game with NPCs and great stories and a bunch of expansions. And it's unfortunate because I'm a huge Fallout fan. I was like, a Fallout MMO? This is awesome. I love this. And they fucked it up. And now it's great, but like there's so much stuff to play now. I can't go back to that right now. I would love to, but where do I even begin? Like,
Exactly.
and I feel like the same way about Destiny. Destiny, I at first I played the first one. I was like, yeah, dude, where's the story? This is kind of boring. It's fun to shoot and everything, but they were banking on your addiction. But like you look at geez, what's this other game? The one that's like cartoony, Borderlands. Borderlands
Oh, that was
has a
fun.
ton of fun and hilarious stories, and I feel like Destiny could easily take a lesson from these guys making Borderlands. So now Destiny 2 comes out. I guess it's better or whatever, but you missed the bus, or you miss me. I don't have time, man. Like I'm playing the new stuff and go back to a couple of old school stuff, but yeah, man, once you miss the bus, it's hard to come back from that.
And I think it's one of those games that's hard to get into for like a first time player. Oh yeah, no, I haven't played Destiny since it's been out. Now I'm going to start playing it, and you can't get into the content like that. It's not, you won't be able to because there's so much DLC that's been out to play catch up from 3-4 years ago, whatever the heck the game came out. Like what came out like 5 years ago, whatever it was.
no,
To play
longer
catch
than
up from
that.
all
Like
those
the
years till
Huh?
now, longer than that.
the
To
original.
I
play
think
catch
it's
up
like
from
it's
all
on
those
a
years,
7, 8 years, something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. And so to play catch up, playing 7 year catch up on a game that's been out that long, it's tough for like, someone who's freshly getting into it. Same thing with Fallout. Like now, you said they had all this new stuff they added, but where do you start? Right? Where
Yeah,
do you
man,
start?
and I guess that's where this whole controversy comes with the whole Bungie thing. So Sony purchased Bungie, and Bungie was supposed to basically be a consultant for their
Games as a
multiplayer
service,
version of The Last of Us. Yeah, their whole games as
strategy.
a
Yeah,
service thing. Yeah, but then maybe that has something to do with it too, how people are moving away from these massive open games. I mean, there's a place for them, right? Your Grand Theft Autos are going to be like that.
Right.
Your Zeldas going forward are most likely going to be like that. But Assassin's Creed, for example, a lot of people enjoyed that last one that was open world and everything like that. But other people were like, this isn't my Assassin's Creed, man. Like, it's almost like too much freedom, and then the game takes like 100 hours to beat, and on top of it they sell you experience boosts, which the whole thing with that is if they're selling you XP boosts, you could think positively and say, well, maybe they just want to give me a way to, get through the game faster and easier. Or you could say, maybe they're pushing the goalpost and saying, oh, pay for this experience, and then you don't have to worry about it. Like, you'll never know. Those are things that go on behind the scenes that you wouldn't know. So it's not for everybody. And then now, anyways, going back to it, Bungie was supposed to consult on this Last of Us multiplayer game, and then they say,
Factions.
"Oh, the game's on ice." It's factions. Oh, it's not coming out or whatever. But somebody just recently mentioned that, yeah, it's not canceled. We just, we paused it for now or whatever. But man, I don't know. What experience does Bungie have? I mean, they made Halo back in the day, and then
That's
they have
basically it.
Destiny, and apparently they're the
Destiny.
go-to
Yeah.
for online service games. I don't know.
Well, it's not easy to get into that type of game. So, yeah, they did a good job with Destiny overall because the mechanics are there. It's fun. It's interesting. They built up lore, but they do a terrible job, in my opinion, listening to the consumers. So,
Right.
with Destiny, we all said we wanted more story. There was a few tweaks that we wanted to do, and there was a lot of complaints about the same shit. I can't remember what it was because it was 9 years ago. It came out in 2014. But I was one of those guys that was on the Destiny bandwagon. I'm like, yo, I love Bungie. They brought me Master Chief, the Halo series, tons of fun
Right.
growing up. And now I'm gonna support them. I'm gonna get into Destiny. We made a bunch of complaints, and they never listened to it. And when I got Destiny 2, I remember thinking like, damn, dude, you guys didn't listen to anything. You gave us a little more story, but what the hell? And I heard that they got a little bit better, but still, like they're missing the mark. Not to mention the one of the best years in gaming ever, right? You got games as a server. You're supposed to spit out content, but now they're spread thin because they're consulting for other studios, for PlayStation Studios. For example, Last of Us faction. Who knows how much of their team is divided doing that instead of continuing their game or focusing on their game right now. They're coming out with another game, which I was excited for, Marathon, which I think doesn't have a real story. It's just a multiplayer game. But I feel like Bungie does first person shooters the best. Like they're the best. They're the goats to that. I feel like all of their stuff flows, man. It's really good, responsive. So I was excited. First person shooters up my category. But
What is Marathon supposed to be, by the way? I've heard it, but I haven't seen it.
I thought it was like a battle royale type thing. Not like a war zone, but just like a team versus team shooter,
Ah,
you
okay.
know? I could be wrong, but I think that's what it was. I gotta look back onto it, but even that got delayed. So you're talking about that getting delayed, you're spread thin, you're not really pumping out content for your Destiny 2 game as is. I heard the last DLC was not that good. The last expansion, Lightfall, a lot of people were upset. And then the layoffs. Now I don't know too much of this, but a couple podcasts I listened to, like Iron Lords, they they were stating that they got rid of the PR team, the people that actually communicate with the consumers. You know, they got rid of the person that what was it did the whole music anthem thing, like the same composer that made the iconic music for Halo. They got rid of
Right,
him.
right.
So I think what they were trying to do was get rid of the people that they have to pay the most that have been there long and then start fresh. But that's not what you do, man. You take care of the people that got you there. I don't know everything that's going on, but I think they're gonna be all right. But who knows
Yeah.
what's really going on behind closed doors? Right now, everything Sony touches is turning to shit. Hot take. I mean, Square Enix. I mean, they lost all that money. doing all these Sony exclusives, not getting paid. Bungie now, all
Right.
of these layoffs Sony's doing. I don't know, Jay. You might have to get a new gaming company a couple years from now.
Ah, the Xbox guys, they never stop with the positive thinking. This is
Hmm,
fine. This
I'm
is
just
the
saying.
house is burning down. This is fine. There's no games, but we're having fun.
It's
I
like a
think they're
spider
gonna
web.
be fine in the long run, but I think they're making a lot of bad moves, and they need to get together because and in life in general, eh, you make a lot of bad moves and you don't learn from your mistake. Eventually, it's gonna catch up to you, and I think if they keep going this route in a couple years from now, they're not gonna be in a good position. That's just
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
what
going
tells me.
back,
Mhm.
what
Go ahead. Go
what
ahead.
about the
Perfect.
game reviews, guys? There's this guy ACG. I think he's the best at reviewing video games. He's non-biased. He gets into every detail. He breaks every game down, and his rating is a buy, wait, or sell. So wait for like a discount.
Hmm.
Right.
Uh, would you guys think that would be a better way to critique games rather than a numerical scale?
Hmm.
Yeah, I definitely get the people's desire to put a number on things, but it's not accurate to everybody. There's been plenty of games that I played that um, didn't really review that well, and I had a freaking blast with. Um, and and definitely you got to have somebody that's non-biased. And if everybody's throwing their hat into the ring, you're always going to have the people giving it low scores, just because it's from the other side's game. you know so I don't know. I know that one of them that was a little bit controversial, that kind of sticks in my mind, is The Last of Us 2. And this kind of goes back to the leaks a little bit too, because they leaked something extremely critical that happens close to the beginning of the game, so you see it soon enough. And then there was some more political bullshit, man, about choices that were taken or whatever. Listen, man, at the end of the day, it's a nasty, gritty story where bad shit just keeps on happening, and it sucks, and you're not always going to get a good ending. And hate it or love it, somebody made that game. They Neil Druckmann, some people love him, some people hate him, but he made it's a piece of art that was made. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But to
Right.
to try to leak it on purpose, to mess with the people that are looking forward to the game, or to try to bring your politics into it and be like, you shouldn't support that game for this or that. Man, get that shit out of here, bro. We need non-biased reviewers. Um, and once we
There was a
find
lot of
that,
that with Hogwarts
mhm.
Legacy. A lot of
Oh
that.
yeah, and I'm
Oh
happy
yeah.
to see that the numbers were through the roof on that game. Because you know
Yeah.
what,
I enjoyed
you're
it.
taking a part of somebody's childhood, a story that people love, and you're trying to push it down because of the things that you believe in that we're not going to get into, because we're trying not to be about that life either in this channel here.
Right.
But
Nah, there's no room for that.
nah, man, it's all love, bro. And I loved Hogwarts Legacy. I haven't finished it because bro, it's a long game, and I really wanted to do everything in it. But I plan on going back to it and finishing it up. And if it wasn't for all these heavy hitters this year, that one would have been up there for Game of the Year. High quality, great quest, great story. Um, the story itself, the main story, could be a little bit more lively, a little bit more, you know,
Right.
emotional, I guess. It's not really that much of it there, but it really makes up for it in everything else, man. The traversal is sick. I don't know how this went into a Hogwarts review, but I'm here for it.
Rune
Dude,
traveling was awesome too.
that thing came out this year.
It did, and it won't even be on the list, even though
No
it
way,
was
dude.
awesome.
No.
Man,
If it would have
time
came out last
flies.
year, yeah, man,
I feel
Came out
like it
beginning
was
of
a
the year.
last year title.
Mm.
it was the
It
Man.
beginning
came
of
out
the
at the beginning
year,
of the
and I guess
year
that's the
this year.
problem with
Yeah.
yeah, and that's the problem with when you put out games at the beginning of the year, right? It just
Right.
doesn't come up. Um, the
Then they get
Horizon,
forgotten.
um, yeah, I think Horizon, um, the newer one came out this year, I think. or was it last year? I don't
The
remember.
one from EA.
Horizon Zero Dawn, the sequel.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, yeah,
Was it this year?
yeah.
Well, that
I
shit
don't know.
got overshadowed, no? They keep
Yeah,
releasing that like with Elden Ring.
that's it.
That was last year.
Well, the Elden Ring was
I
last year,
think
yeah. So I guess it was last
yeah,
year.
but I think they keep releasing Horizon alongside like a
Yeah,
powerhouse game and it gets overshadowed.
yeah.
I
And
think
then like a
Elden Ring
year
was last
later,
year. What
yeah,
was the one before
Breath
that?
of the Wild. It came out
Breath
with
of the
Breath of the Wild
Wild.
this
Like
year.
I don't understand why these people do stuff like this.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
unfortunate because even though the game did well, like people should know what an incredible series that is, and it keeps getting overshadowed by other games. And you know it is what it is. But I'm happy that people eventually made a big deal about the original Horizon because that was one of those games that I was like, I guess I'll check this out, and it was extremely memorable, phenomenal game. I don't even know how it reviewed, but I would give that shit a
Excuse me.
9 easily. It's great.
Really? Yeah.
yeah, man.
So, but
It's
your
This
gonna
is
be an
boys at
interesting
a
year.
IGN,
badass year, man. Our next
your boys are
episode should feature predictions for the video game awards, so that'll be fun to get
Yes,
into.
that's gonna be fun. Yep.
Yeah.
I was saying, talking about reviews, your boys at IGN gave my Sea of Stars an 8 out of 10.
A what?
Eh,
8 out of 10.
For what game?
Sea of Stars.
Oh, Sea of Stars.
Yeah.
I personally think that game deserved a bigger score than that, man.
Yeah, me
yeah.
too.
But
Me
all
too.
right.
Me
But
too.
this is another thing.
Nin- Nintendo Life
People
gave
that
it gave it a 9 out of 10.
who are these guys that review these games for like say IGN? You know,
Yeah.
like what? I I,
They're
I
definitely on a
don't.
high horse. They definitely think their shit don't stink and that their opinions, because to go against the grain so often and to shit on games that are good so often, I don't get it.
But at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, video games are subjective. I mean, you might enjoy something that I think is trash, but it's a little too iffy right now. Like I feel like there's a lot of politics at play. You know, some of these
That's
guys
like the
don't
whole thing
deserve this
bringing politics into
criticism.
sports.
Mm,
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
That's like the whole thing bringing politics into sports, man. I watch sports to take my mind off of stupid things like that, not to, keep thinking about it. I don't, that's one thing I never agreed. I never let it bother me when it came down to politics and sports. Like some people wouldn't watch football because, the whole kneeling thing. Listen, I'm there to watch a game. I don't care what y'all do. I know.
I was one of
But
them, man. I stopped. I
yeah,
grew
yeah.
up playing.
Yeah,
I
I don't
played
blame you.
football in high school, and man, when that whole thing was coming out, it's based off of ignorance. Like there's no reason to put that in sports, you
All right.
know. And then the
Keep
same
keep that
thing with
stuff
the
at bay.
NBA putting all this on the jerseys and saying this and that. It's like, dude, there's always two sides to the story, man. You can't just use your platform
Right.
for that. Let's all come
Right.
together instead of trying to separate people
Right.
and let's enjoy the game, you know?
Yeah, that's what we're there for. Watch a sport, watch people beat the hell out of each other or dunk on each other. Let's
All
keep
right,
politics away from
fine. I'll play
gaming
Sea of
and
Stars.
sports. That's what you already beat it. Shut up. Gabriel Moses is the guy who reviewed it from IGN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gabriel
Nah,
Moses
that's
is the one who reviewed it. Give it an 8.
Yeah, but this is what
well.
I'm saying. So
No, I'm sorry.
click
Gabriel Moss. I'm sorry, not Moses.
Gabriel Moss, click him and see
Yeah.
what else he reviewed, you know?
I
Like,
Yeah.
don't know.
You know
I,
what? Speaking of
I
reviewers,
just,
while we're on that topic, I watch Angry Joe and his videos. I've been following his channel for years. Man, a lot of times I do not agree with his. Oh,
we
I do
lost him.
not agree. Yeah, a lot of times I do not agree with Angry Joe and the things that he says. But sometimes when his views go together with mine on games, the guy hits it on the head, and he puts an extensive amount of time into his reviews, and he is always very clear to put the biases out there and to get that shit out of the way. So even when he reviews something I like poorly, I still gotta respect the guy because the guy's wearing his heart on his sleeve. You know, he's telling it like it is. He's talking about his experience, and I love how he shits on Madden, bro. God, bro, that they're giving you the same football game every year, and it seems like they take away more features than they add. And I'm not a sports guy. I don't play sports games, but whoever it is out there that's buying these games, which they're not watching podcasts, they're not listening to gaming stuff. They just see, oh, new Madden game and play it. Yo, as long as you're giving them your money, you're telling them it's okay to keep doing what you're doing. And those guys are a, a disaster, disaster.
I haven't played a Madden
Why
game
should
in
a,
years.
oh, I'm glad to hear it. I'm not saying boycott it, but at the
No,
same
I'm not
time, you
boycotting.
know,
Just having same
vote
stuff
with
over and
your
over.
yeah, vote with your wallet, man. Like we did with Sea of Stars, man. BJ out there bought the game right after he beat it.
Right.
The tears weren't even dry, and he went and bought the game.
Game
It
Pass,
did get me
baby.
emotional.
Hell,
Man, I was in my
I love that
feels on
shit.
that one.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna buy the messenger.
Oh,
I have to play that thing.
now let me ask you:
Gotta
have you
see
guys
that.
tried to play the Plus version now of Sea of Stars?
New Game Plus?
The
No, I
campaign
haven't
Plus?
yet.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing
I'm
that.
gonna mess with it a little bit. You guys will see on the next on our next episode. We're gonna BJ's gonna host a little review of Sea of Stars. Man, there's a lot to talk
Yeah.
about.
A
Lot
review
to talk
spoiler
about.
cast right there.
Yep,
Oh
yep.
yeah.
Don't we'll warn you on the spoilers, man.
Mm-hmm.
But you
Been
guys
out
out
for a
there, you
few
gotta
months
play this
now.
game, bro. And it's I think it's a very good intro RPG for people. The only
Yeah,
part that they might
100%.
find frustrating is like the double backing and going back to certain places,
Right.
but
That's part of
everything
RPG.
with
Yeah.
time gets resolved. But
Yeah.
it's a very good intro RPG. You learn the mechanics very quickly. You don't have to memorize a bunch of different elements and what
Right.
damages this and what damages. No, it's kind of like out there for you,
Right.
and it's got like a built-in easy mode if you need that. But anyways, yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
not
talk
only
about
that, but
that next
with
time.
all the perks and the little things that you have on the side that you could activate to make it
Yeah,
a little more easy for you, you could do that too. Not have to
How
yeah,
about
hardcore.
so
we stop
satisfying.
talking about Sea of Stars and save it for the review?
Yeah. We'll save the Sea of Stars, man.
Hey,
Jesus.
don't open the Pandora box.
Yeah,
Open the
mistakes were
box.
made,
So,
man. Yeah, man. But we could talk a little bit about Starfield. I finally jumped on Starfield, and I really feel that Bethesda influence. I felt a little taste of the Fallout, but there were a couple places where there were good opportunities that weren't taken. For example, in every Fallout game, there's that moment. You always start inside a Fallout shelter, and there's always that moment where you're getting ready to go, and the big door opens up, and the sound effects, and the dust,
no.
and the smoke,
Mm.
and everything. And then you just come out, and you see this world that's ravaged. And it's such like a hard hitting moment. So Starfield did do it. It was when you come out, you did the mining thing, you get knocked out, whatever, and then you're about to go walk out to the spaceship, and then it just opens up to this area where ships are landing and stuff like that. I feel like they should have maybe like panned out to the sky a little bit more, maybe showed like spaceships flying overhead and everything, maybe some one of them flying right over you, and just this, like they could have done some more with it, but it was just kind of like here's this big moment, and they kind of just went through it, and then you get into like a little shootout. But as you start going on to the next mission, I started seeing a lot more of that element in Fallout, the discovery of like you find something, you're like, why is this here? It must be for some reason. It's like, no, this is a world that's lived in, or worlds that were lived in, and they just kind of left it the way it was, and you're discovering it and finding it, and you can pick up everything. But what do I need? What do I not need? What should I pick up? What should I leave? So me, I'm a flipper. I pick up everybody's guns because that's the most bang for the weight, so you don't get over encumbered. And then I sell them wherever I can find a place to sell them. That's what I did in Witcher 2. I was picking up all the swords. This looks good. It's not too heavy. Flip them. Go to a store later. I'm here to sell all this shit. And then by the end of the game, you're rich. It's not even
Yeah,
fair.
well, they kind of jip you when you sell stuff in Starfield.
I heard like the vendors run out of money.
Yeah,
Come on,
no,
man.
it's
Yeah,
really
they
been
have
broke.
like a $5,000 cap on some of these kiosks, and it's like Dude, I brought like $30,000 worth of stuff.
Okay, yeah, where's the money, bro? In the original Fallouts, they did that right, where these vendors might not have that much money, but if you buy a bunch of stuff, there's the money, and then you sell them stuff and you get your money back. It made more sense. And then after like a couple of days, like in-game days, you come back and they've kind of recouped some of the money. So
How far are you in Starfield?
not that far, probably like 4 hours or something like that.
So you're still in
I'm
like that main city where the Vanguard
yeah,
is?
yes. Well, I went off to another planet to do like the first big mission,
Hmm.
but from what I hear, once I have about 50 hours into it, then I'll have an idea of what the game is like. And then at 150 hours is when I could
Jeez.
say if the game is good or not.
Oof.
Yeah, man.
I sense
You
some
tell me.
PlayStation fanboy energy right
No, I mean, it just
here.
doesn't sound reasonable to me, but I
No, but
guess
those are the
like,
type of Bethesda games, man. Like I don't feel like a fair review is, you know, 30 hours, 50 hours. Games like that require a different set of criteria to go by, you
yeah,
know?
you got to complete it, right? I
I
think at
I
least,
I think so.
yeah,
I don't
complete the
think
main story and then you can critique the main story, but there's a lot more out there to do. Like for
but
example,
this
if somebody
thing
were to Mhm.
go. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, that for example, Fallout 3, you could run through it, you could speed run the game to an extent, but that is not the way those games are meant to be played. Same thing with
Exactly.
Skyrim. If you run through all the stories of Skyrim, you're not experiencing all this stuff that they put into the game. And you know what? This lends itself to what you were saying about those reviews of buy it, sell it, wait on this one, or whatever, because it feels unfair to give it a number. Because to me, it might be a nine. But somebody else might be like, bro, I don't have time for this shit, or I don't want to explore. I just want to play the game. And then you can't take it away from them. You know, you can't say that they're playing the game wrong. You could, but that's a whole nother thing.
That's very well said. But I don't feel like the game was designed for that. These games from Bethesda, Starfield is the one that I'm getting into the most. Like I dabbled in them before, but I've never completed a game
Mm.
from Bethesda. And man, Starfield, I feel like when you start doing the side missions, it opens up so much more of the game.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm a space ranger, dude. I've wanted to be a space ranger my entire life, man. And now I can
living the
do it,
dream.
dude. You know what I'm saying?
It's
And then
funny.
they gave me a bomb ass ship for being a space
Right,
ranger.
right, right, right. And a
So
good
now
gun.
it like opened up so much more. I don't have to drive around in that piece of shit they give you to start off the game. I can actually hold my own. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
People respect me more. I'm walking around with a little more swag in the game. Like it's amazing.
Hey, Ranger,
So
nice ship.
yeah,
That's typical
man.
Fallout stuff,
I
or at
still I
least
still get the
Fallout 4, where it
mantis.
got a little
Uh,
better.
I still get the mantis
The
armor on
mantis.
mine.
yeah, Mantis was dope. I
Yeah,
ended up doing that side quest too.
yeah. And the
But
ship is
I feel
awesome.
like this game didn't it doesn't deserve the bad rap that it got. I feel like it's a lot of that toxic energy, which I don't understand. We can love one thing and still like another. We don't have to love something and then
Yeah,
hate the other side, right?
yeah.
I don't feel like IGN gave Starfield a 7, right? Game Informer 8.5. PC Gamer gave 75 out of 100. And Metacritic is a 83,
Yeah.
you know? They're all over the place, which, like I said, it was subjective, but
Yeah.
I don't know,
At the same
man.
at the sa- at the same part, I don't think that a 10 it should be the goal for everybody, man. Like you're talking what,
I
like a
agree.
perfect game? There
I
is no
agree.
perfect game.
There's no perfect
Nothing.
game.
Yeah, everything's
The
transitional.
scoring system doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
Yeah. I played Witcher 3, as you guys know, and I loved it. But that thing had glitches galore. It's just when you make a massive game like that, it's to be expected. Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Skyrim, they all had stuff like that. You can't make a world that big and that many in depth stories and not have these little issues, you know. And now they're talking about using AI for that quality, whatever you call it, quality assurance, right? QA, testing the games out, trying to find those bugs. But even with that, man, you gotta expect it, you know. And that's why I think Spider-Man's a 9, solid. So solid 9.
BG,
Spider-Man 1.
BG gave
Yes,
it.
I'd
BJ gave it a
agree with
4.
you.
Oh man, Spider-Man 1
Nah,
was very
man.
memorable. I enjoyed that
Spider-Man
one
1
big
was
time.
amazing. And let me
Yeah,
tell you, this story in Spider-Man 2 is pretty awesome. It gets really, really good towards the end. But, there's a lot of other stuff that I feel like it wouldn't be fair if you didn't add into.
No, I watched some of the
Like
gameplay
people
on
want to
Twitch.
say for Starfield, there's surprises left and right. I mean, they gave you that sandbox just to go out there and find more surprises. Every
Right.
time I play that game, something new, incredible stuff pops up. I'm really enjoying it,
Yeah.
you
Can't
know?
wait for the DLC.
And yeah,
It's
it's
gonna be
not a
cool.
trash game. I still feel like it should be in talks for game of the year.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't feel like that though.
Most of
I
those guys
wonder
are
if it'll
probably.
be there. I think I feel like you got to put it on there because if not, people are gonna be like, "It's rigged." This year. There's gonna be a lot of
Oh yeah.
disappointment because there's a
Oh yeah.
lot of great games. There's a lot of games in the '90s that aren't gonna probably be on the list, you know. And Baldur's Gate, like,
That's gonna
hey,
get probably get game of the
respect,
year.
dude. I respect to the community who wanted that game. I'm sure that they are ecstatic and happy with it, and it looks awesome and it sounds interesting. It's just not really my type of game, but respect to it, man. You know, last year I didn't think Elden Ring should have beat Ragnarok, God of War Ragnarok at all. I mean, I get it; it's a huge game. It's got a lot of big bosses, this, that, and the other, whatever. But God of War Ragnarok was just fucking god tier, man. That story was great. The gameplay was built on so much better, and it's a piece of art, man. It's a piece of art. There's no way to put it, you know. And Elden
Sounds
Ring,
kind
not
of
to take away
horny.
from Elden Ring, sure it's a great game, but like really better than that? I don't know, man.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Oh.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Sea of Stars, game of the year.
Yeah, man.
You heard it here first.
At least now
Save
we
it.
know we shouldn't have.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
We've been talking about Sea of Stars since the last episode. Jesus Christ.
It's only 2 episodes we've had, dog.
That's how much we talked about it.
Oh man.
Yeah. Total time in the 2 episodes spent talking about Sea of Stars, 32 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah, man. Well, speaking of another game, actually, almost forgot. I started playing Mario Wonder,
Ooh.
and pretty badass, man. I gotta say, you know, I've mentioned before that I kind of skipped over the Wii and GameCube Mario's and all that stuff, and the whole 2D Mario's. It felt like a lot of them were just rehashed and then spit out onto the Switch and everything. And like, you know, I get it. I'm sure there's somebody out there who wanted those games and didn't have a Wii or whatever and wanted it on a new console. So I get, you know, bringing them onto new consoles. Maybe don't make them full price, but whatever. Um, but Mario Wonder, I looked at it. I was like, all right, weird name. I saw it, the commercials. All right, looks weird. But man, as soon as you start playing it, there's so many nods to the original games. To Mario 1, 2, 3, Super Mario World, right away you start picking them up. The sound effects, the little art styles. It's like they're giving you a 2D game, but they're adding so much quality and detail into it. Like Mario runs through a pipe, no problem. Luigi runs through a pipe and his hat falls off, and the arm goes back and grabs it like Indiana Jones style and
Wow.
brings it back in
That's
because
pretty
he's
cool.
taller, right?
Right.
So he hits his head going on the pipe that Mario just kind of walks into, right? And while all the characters play the same, not like, you know, Super Mario 2 where there was a little something different about each one of them, they all have like little unique things to look for. So it's pretty fun. And then they added the Yoshis and that Nabbit thing, the purple thing. I don't know what that's from. I guess it's one of the Marios that I missed. And those are like the ones that you can't, like, they don't die or whatever. And that's kind of cool how they did that because that's the one that my kid plays. He plays as that one because he sucks and he falls in every single hole. So at least I can keep playing. And the good part is, to answer
You're
your
gonna say
question,
your kid's
Your kid
trash
sucks.
he sucks,
on
bro.
the
So
podcast, dude.
yeah, he'll get better. One day, maybe he'll look back at this and be like, "Damn, bro."
one,
But what's
one
good
day,
is,
one day he'll beat you like Benny did in Dragon Ball Z.
yes, your
Benny
son
spanked him.
whooped me on a fighting game.
My
I
7-year-old
was
at
in
the
the
time,
corner
it was
like
6 or
this with
7 years
just a
old.
shower,
He whooped him. He
bro.
destroyed him. An animal
The bar soap was on the floor.
with Master Roshi.
I, he chopped me up, man. He chopped me up. But no, but in Mario, which it was interesting, and I guess the game could, I don't know if it detects or rewards the best player, like whoever did the best throughout the thing, and then you lead. So if you're moving along the level, they get dragged, and the other two are slipping, they get dragged, or the other three. So you could still play the damn game even if my son is freaking jumping the wrong way and all that stuff. So man, but it's been fun, man. And you know what? Something weird happened with this one. I don't feel like rushing it. I come back to it. I do a couple of levels, and I feel like I can come back to it. And that's a weird thing for me. Usually, I'm worried about forgetting what's going on and stuff, but it's a lot of fun, man.
You're not
And
the
I
first
think that
person to
this
say that
is,
too. A lot of people are saying that it's a
yeah,
pretty good game to just to pick up for like half an hour, 45 minutes to let go and then come back to it later, which is pretty neat.
yeah, bro,
Yeah.
So the
yeah, man. It's a good.
replayability factor is there.
Yeah.
I feel like it is. There's definitely reason to come back. Oh, and so get this. They added badges. So the badges add things like you can bounce off the wall once, but there's a badge that you could bounce off the wall and then do one more dart upwards up the wall to reach places you wouldn't normally be able to reach. So then you'll play through a level and you'll be like, wait a second, I can't get there, but if I had that badge, I could, but I have this other badge. So it gives you reason to come back to the game using these different badges. Now, and if you're thinking, oh, okay, how much stuff could there possibly be? There's like 30 badges. So there's a lot of interesting things in it. There's like a dolphin kick where you normally swim at a normal pace, but if you get the dolphin kick badge, you can like speed through the water. It's pretty badass, man. And I've only got a couple of them, so I'm interested in seeing like what's gonna come. But yeah, man, the game is very interesting, very fun. Has that little hint of nostalgia, and yeah, I don't know that it'll beat. To me, Super Mario World was the best one because of just like how it opened up, and it took Mario 3, which is incredible, and just kind of like took it to another level. So I kind of loved it for that reason. Which BJ, I know that you didn't really rock the Super Nintendo, so I understand why Mario 3 was your banger. But I think
Well, I did end up having Super Nintendo and Super Mario World, but I preferred Super Mario 3. I ended up buying it again for the Super Nintendo. So I had Super Mario 3 for the regular and then for the
yeah,
SNES.
Super Mario All Stars, right? It was Super Mario All
Nah,
Stars that came with Super Mario 1, 2, 3, and then Super Mario World, I think, built into
nah, man. Super Mario 3 is where it's at. And that's why I feel like
it.
this is like a, a remastered version, kind of. They expanded on it a lot. I
They
feel like there's
did.
a
They
lot
have.
of, like, just looking at it, I haven't played it yet, but just looking at it, I feel like there's a lot of Super Mario Bros. 3 in there.
Hmm.
There is, man. There is like the block that you hit, and then the like the plant just goes upwards that you climb up that. I forget what it's like the beanstalk.
Yeah.
It looks like they almost did kind of like in Sea of Stars, and they took these cartoon graphics and they just amped them up to just another level, and it makes for like a lot of details. There's a lot of fun stuff to look at in the game, man. I think they killed it. I think they did great. It's like a
Unfortunately, I
new
have to wait
generation.
to December to get it.
Is it kind of like a Shredder's Revenge? Have you played that?
The new
The
Hell
Ninja
trilogy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Turtles?
that's a fun game. I enjoy that one.
Where they
Hell yeah.
brought a lot of like it's heavily inspired on the old, you
Arcade.
know, yeah, the
Yeah, it
arcade,
was
the
a lot of
Turtles
fun.
in Time, but they
Hell yeah.
added so much new to it. Like
Hmm.
it's on a different level of swag. It's
I
amazing.
I loved it. I thought it was really good.
Is that kind of like what they did with Wonder?
I feel like they did do that. I feel like this time they stopped and they said, what is it that made us great? And they stopped giving us the same thing over and over, and they went back. And that's why at first I was like, man, I don't know about this art style, but when you see it in motion, like things like you'll see their face do like when they crouch down, they'll do little things like, oh, get this, you could throw fireballs while you're crouched, So you're crouched down and Mario's
Really?
holding his hat down, and then his hand comes out and he starts throwing fireballs anyways. There's so many little things that every 5 minutes you're gonna be like, damn bro, I can't believe they did that. That's so cool. And they're really honoring the ones that came before, which is what it's all about, you know?
That's
Can't
great
wait.
to hear.
Can't wait to play it. Can't wait.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like that was a perfect time to drop a game like that. Because you would think that they would hold off the next Mario for the Super Switch.
Yep.
But um, I think that the next Mario that's gonna drop with the Super Switch would be like a Mario Galaxy type of thing, not something like this, you know. So
Yeah,
getting
3D
this out
Mario.
right now, and it's selling like hotcakes.
Oh
I
yeah,
heard.
yeah, it's doing
Fastest
well.
selling
So
Mario so far. That a 2D Mario.
yeah,
So
so
not.
that's brilliant. Those guys at Nintendo are very smart, man. Very smart. They're about their money.
Mhm.
That's for
And I don't
sure.
know what it is, but they have their. It seems like they have their games on deck, ready to go, because they drop things and and no updates needed or anything like that. It's just like here's your game, it's ready to go, and I love that because you got your cartridge, the whole thing is on there. You know, if
They've
the
been
end of the
doing it
world
for
happens,
years, man.
yeah,
Man, it sold 4.3 million so far. That's crazy.
It just came
really,
out like 2 weeks ago, no?
Yeah, in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, October
that's
20th, and
huge.
it sold
Such a
4.3
huge
million.
percentage,
Wow.
such a huge percentage of games will never even touch that, and it just started. It's awesome. And you know what? I was reading earlier that historically, Mario games just kind of sell over time. You know, it's not one that, I mean, people go crazy for in the beginning, sure, but it might get to 20, 30 million little by little over time. Maybe they'll start packing that game in with the next Switch game, the consoles that come out. They'll put some other variation out there, I'm sure. And then, of course, the next 3D Mario will come out with the Super Nintendo Switch. You heard it here first.
We're gonna have to play some bets. Maybe when we do our little game predictions for next year,
Yeah, bro.
the little fantasy draft that we're gonna kick up.
Yeah, bro.
Sea of Stars 2.
See,
Oh
hey,
boy, they have to do something
Yeah.
like that. They
But
have to do something with
they're
that.
going to do a DLC first, though, for what I've heard.
yeah. I hope
So,
the DLC is significant. Like, I
yeah.
hope it's at least like 10 hours worth of gameplay or something.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully. That'll be a lot of fun.
For the
It
little bit
deserves
of
it.
audience we have, these guys cannot just they just can't wait, bro.
Oh,
They
sorry, sorry,
just
That's
sorry.
my
can't
favorite. That's
wait.
one of my favorite games
Whoever's
this year,
listening
man.
out there,
Look, I have played so many games this year, and that's one of my favorites so far. I loved it. I love that
yeah,
little game.
bro.
Like I said, thank God that I didn't let the beta discourage me because I would have missed out. Because I told you
Yeah,
guys when
man.
it first announced it, I said, hey, did you check this out? This game, Sea of Stars, is being released. It looks really good. The beta's coming out. I told you guys. And then when I
Dude, I'm
played the
telling you right
beta,
now, if this was a regular year, it would be in the running for Game of the Year.
yeah.
In a regular year, because there have been other indie games in the past. I can't remember the one
Hades,
platformer.
Also, good one.
Hades has
Hades
been
was
in the
good, yeah.
runnings for the top. Yeah, there you go. And then before that,
game
it
of
was
the year.
another one. The one about the little girl and she's like dealing with her struggles and all that stuff. I forgot what it was called,
Mm.
but that one was in there, and I was sitting there like, really, man? But man, if that is an indication of what's coming with indie games, I'm ready.
Oh, man.
And they're gonna and it's a good way to have these huge games that are so far apart and being able to trickle these little indie games in between, buddy. I'm convinced. I'm officially convinced.
I can't wait. I'm dying to play it
So
again, but I can't do another second run through. My emotions will get a little too high. And, it's not the same the second time around as it is the first time around. So,
yeah,
first time
man.
around, everything's brand new and, the emotions run high. I won't spoil anything. I'll save it for the next
So
episode.
how about those Black Friday
Sales.
deals that you
Oh
wanted to
snap!
talk about there, huh? How about we just move on to another fucking
Yeah.
topic?
And end it with the Black Friday
Stop
sales.
talking about Sea of Stars, man. We're gonna mute
Jesus,
everything said about Sea of Stars.
dude.
We're going off the rails on this one, guys. Off the rails.
Sea of
So
Stars.
I'd be like, Batman slapping Robin, and you two is like two Robins. Stop
Pow.
talking about CSI.
Smack pow. All right, so that wraps it up for episode 2. Join us on the next one. We're going to be covering Sea of Stars, in case you couldn't tell, and be a little Thanksgiving episode to come out there, man. And maybe we could talk about some Black Friday deals,
Right.
some Cyber Monday deals. Pick up some stuff on the cheap, and yeah, man. Guess we'll leave it here, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
The PS5
Peace.
probably be $100 for Black Friday.
Maybe I knew it.